वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की fateh. So Sangaji, you might have heard today or seen on the news that the Huddersfield grooming gang has been jailed for abusing vulnerable girls. They've been jailed for a total of more than 220 years. Out of the 20 men who were convicted so far, 16 have been jailed and 4 are awaiting sentencing, which will take place next month. We at the SAS welcome the convictions and the sentences doled out by the judge. Hats off to the judge. But more importantly, we pay tribute to each and every victim who came forward, firstly to report these heinous crimes, but to go through the grueling court process which has taken nearly a year to conclude, and to bravely give their accounts. You know what? I cannot praise them enough for their courage and their tenacity in helping putting these monsters behind bars. The judge in the court said one victim attempted suicide and another was seen thrown out of a moving car outside her home, being found under the influence of alcohol and drugs. There's a lot of crimes committed against young children, and Judge Jeffrey Marson QC said none of the men had expressed any remorse. None of the men had respect. None of the men had expressed any remorse. So reporting restrictions were lifted today, and that's why we're making this video. This is the first time in 12 months. But we were there when this court case started in Leeds, and we were there earlier on this year as well. We actually got thrown out of the court. We were sitting outside court 12. The jury had gone out, and the perpetrators were mulling around that area, and they all ran to their barristers and complained about me and 3 girls. They felt intimidated by us, and we were asked to leave the court. These monsters, you know, they were raping girls and raping children, and yet they were frightened of 3 girls and an elderly man. So now we can report on this case. I mean, in this video, we're not going to report everything, but you should read up on this. It's, you know, heinous crimes have been committed against the young children. But we can report that the ringleader of the group was a 35-year-old Amere Singh Dhaliwal, who's jailed for life, and he has to serve a minimum of 18 years. Is found guilty of 54 offences. That's including countless rapes of children. So he was the heart of the group, who referred to each other using nicknames including Dracula, Beastie, Chiller. Other nicknames were used. The court heard that the married father of 2 committed countless rapes, incited child prostitution, trafficked girls across the region, and filmed their abuse on his mobile phone. And Amere Singh Dhaliwal is number 1, but there's 19 other people. There's another Punjabi, so there was 2 Punjabis, and the rest, all 18, are Muslim names. So Amere Singh Dhaliwal, Irfan Ahmed, Zahid Hussain, Mohammed Kamar, Mohammed Rizwan, Abdul Rahman, Raj Singh Basran, Naman Mohammed, Mansoor Akhtar, Wakas Mahmood, Nirsat Hussain, Sajish Hussain, Mohammed Irfan, Fazil Nadeem, Mohammed Azim, Mansoor Hassan, Naz Ahmed. He was a 54-year-old, Naz Ahmed, Mohammed Imran, Mohammed Akram. These are all, you know, and the model that was used in this case of exploiting young girls has been used across the country. The Loverboy model, used in Rotherham, Rochdale, Newcastle, Oxford, Bristol, Dewsbury, Leeds. There is not a city where this kind of thing hasn't taken place. To all the lefties watching, there is a plan that's happening in every city. And the perpetrators are coming out with the same names. There is definitely a problem there, which the government needs to have a look at, needs to have a deep look. And the only way we're gonna get down to the bottom of this, the root of the problem, is if we call a spade a spade. We can't avoid what we see as facts. I know I've said it many times before, one-to-one grooming, pedophilia. We live in a white country. We're going to get a lot of white criminals committing that kind of crime. But when it comes to these rape gangs, you are getting the same names every single case. Guys, wake up. There is a problem. We've got to call it what it is. And when we fully understand it, we can put the resources towards that to eradicate this kind of problem. Going back to the case, one of the girls said, like I said, the lover boy model they used, they got their trust, they got their love, and then the abuse started. And one girl said her mum's and dad's house was trashed, their cars got trashed, she constantly got raped and beaten up. This abuse was vile and wicked. So this is why it says immense courage to the victims. I sincerely hope that these victims get all the help they require, all the counseling they require, so they can become from victims to survivors, from survivors to thrivers. And it's not only these people, these monsters that should be behind bars. Anybody who's failed these victims, anybody working in the councils or the care homes or even the police, anybody who's failed them, they should also be brought to justice because they failed to do their duty, which was to safeguard children. So again, I pray for the well-being of all these victims. We thank the judge from the bottom of our hearts for doling out these impressive sentences. But guys, be aware, be prepared, and stay safe. वाहेगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहेगुरु जी की फतेह।